Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Sunday, February the 10th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, I have a post over at the American Thinker today, Sunday morning, where I talk about these young men from Covington High School in Kentucky. This is the young men from the Catholic high school who went to Washington, D.C. for the March of Life demonstration a couple of weeks ago, and then found themselves in the middle of a national controversy when they were attacked by all kinds of social media people for apparently harassing a Native American during their stay in Washington, D.C. But as it turned out, when you saw the whole video, it became very clear that these young men were the ones who were being harassed rather than the other way around. Of course, while the story was being corrected, while the story was going around and the video was going around, the young men were targeted by social media organization, by tweet accounts, by public officials, and it got pretty nasty, frankly. Some of the attacks on these young people were not just political differences, but personal and even threatening their lives and so on. Well, the families have retained a law firm to defend the young men, and this law firm is starting to take action. They apparently have sent out some letters to some of the people involved, people with tweet accounts, people with social media accounts, and they're basically asking them for an apology, and otherwise they're going to meet them in a courtroom in Kentucky. And normally in the past, these kinds of lawsuits have been very difficult to win against national media, and that's because you have to prove malice. But this is a little different here. That particular case that I'm talking about is New York Times versus Sullivan. That was a case against the New York Times. Here, what you have is a bunch of tweet accounts and a bunch of social media pages, and a bunch of them who were attacking these young people in rather vicious and personal ways. And this may prove to be the case that changes that. I don't know. We will have to see what happens. First of all, I do think these young people have a lot of sympathy. I bet there's a lot of parents out there in the country who sympathize with these young people because they could have been their sons or daughters at any particular time. Also, I think there is, and I share this, a lot of sympathy in the country for correcting these Twitter mobs that just go after people and try to destroy people on social media. Most of these tweet accounts and some of these social media attacks come from, they're unnamed, they're people who are using social media and Twitter to basically hide themselves behind that, and yet they attack people and try to destroy your reputation online. So we will see what happens. We will see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think these young people have a pretty good case against Twitter, and they have a very good case against some of these social media accounts. So we'll see what happens. But I have a funny feeling that we'll be hearing about this for quite a bit more down the road. They have very good lawyers who've been hired to do this, by the way. The law firm, I think the law firm in Atlanta, Georgia, representing the families, has a pretty good track record in these kinds of cases. But I think the time has come to put an end to these social media attacks on people, social media attacks by unnamed sources who basically are just out to destroy people. And that's a good thing that we put an end to this. And maybe this is the case that would at least bring some responsibility to the social media pages. Thank you for listening. We have all of these on YouTube and Twitter and on my blog. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.